Hey everybody, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 29 of Comics, Coffee, and Comments. This is where we show you some great books, we drink some awesome coffee, and read some of your comments you guys left on some of my previous videos. It's going to be a fun video today. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's actually really late at night. I'm trying to be a little bit more quiet because I do have some guests over that are sleeping, and but it still should be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at the coffee we're drinking today. This one is not eggnog latte. It is brought to you by Mocha Express, located in Milwaukee and Portland, Oregon. If you're local, please check them out. If not, you come into town, let me know. Coffee's on me. This coffee is called the Missile. And the reason why it's called that, I went into the coffee shop the other day and I said, I need something really strong. Please give me the strongest coffee you got. What this is black coffee with 6 shots of espresso, just a little bit of cream and a little bit of syrup. It's very strong. It's definitely what I needed for that time, and that's what I'm going to have right now. Yeah, it's definitely going to get you going. That's exactly what I needed it to do at that time, and this is probably going to keep me up for the rest of the night while I'm editing this video. Alright, let me set that down. So we have our giveaway going on for December, and I showed you some of the prizes last week, and like I said before, we're going to be adding prizes now every single week to the giveaway, and all you have to do to enter is just leave a comment down below and you are entered. And you can leave a comment on every one of the Monday coffee videos. So there's 5 Mondays this month, so you have 5 opportunities to win. But let me just show you what I showed last week. These are the X-Men. These are the number 1s. These are all signed by Chris Claremont. There is that one. And that one. I think the signature's right there somewhere. And there's this one. And I think the last one is the Magneto one. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then these are the new books I'm adding. This is like a little 4-part series. This is number 4 of Ultimate Daredevil Elektra. And then number 3. And number 2. See if you can see those okay. And number 1. So that's being added to the giveaway for December. And there's going to be much more prizes. Like I said, I think there's 3 more weeks to go. So 3 more weeks of prizes being added to the giveaway of all this good stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and get to some of the comments that we have today. And these comments are from the video, last week's coffee video. And the first one I have is from someone who I know I'm going to get the name wrong, but it's going to pop up right here. This is Otri, OTR, Trismegistus. My apologies ahead of time. Says, top of the morning to you. Hashtag Bueller Box. I wish I had 50-cent boxes in my area. I love the hunt. That's the best part of your channel, getting to see what you find. I love the hunt too. And so you guys know, we'll talk about Bueller Box in a little bit, but they are live right now on my eBay store. They're more than half of them are sold out since yesterday. My initial run is 50 boxes, and right now I think there's only about 20 left. And I didn't even, in the video yesterday I was talking about them, I said they would be available today, and they still sold a bunch of them. I already put them online, so by this time, maybe if you're watching this video, they might even be gone. But my link to my eBay store is down below. Check them out. It's the Bueller Box. It's like $11.99 for 11 comics plus shipping, and there's some pretty cool stuff. And like I said, I'll get into it in a little bit. But I like hunting. Hunting is the best part. I like to sit down, going through those boxes, seeing what pops up, and say, oh, this probably shouldn't be in there, and then just grabbing it. So, I mean, those are where a lot of my books come from. They're just sitting there, and I think maybe somebody just missed them, and then they come home with me. So it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get to some of the books. And these books are... Now, bear with me, okay? So I wanted to show these books. And a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, Sam from Sam's Tangled Web, Just a great guy. He's one of my moderators. You've seen him on my videos. I've been on his videos. He's a wealth of knowledge about comics. And so he the other day bought some of these books right here, which is Ravage $20.99. And there's one, and here's number 1. And this is going to double as my shiny cover of the week as well, by the way. And I remember saying, you know, oh, you're buying those. Why are you buying those? You know, the $20.99s aren't really, you know, weren't that popular and stuff. And the character itself, I don't know much about. And he's like, well, these are written by Stan Lee. Stan Lee wrote the first handful of issues of this book. And I had no clue that this is a Stan Lee written book. And I think that's pretty cool. So I wanted to show that maybe you're aware that it was written by Stan Lee, but a lot of people I asked on a live stream just recently had no idea that these are Stan Lee written books. And these came out in the mid to late 90s, I believe. And it's kind of cool. So I wanted to show those and give them attention, because a lot of these $20.99 books don't get any attention. And to think that Stan Lee wrote these ones, and obviously he has passed away, I just think it's kind of cool to show off. So there you go, Ravage $20.99, written by Stan Lee. We have this other book right here, and I just wanted to show this book. It's nothing. I picked it up for 50 cents. It's an Incredible Hulk number 197. And it's got the Hulk and Man-Thing on there. And I was like, oh, that's a cool cover. And if you guys can see, there's a shark right here. And I didn't know that it was a sticker. I thought it was part of the book. And then after I brought it home, I was going through them, I see it, and I go, oh, that's a sticker of a shark. It's not actually part of the drawing. So anyway, I got a shark sticker on my book. And it kind of goes with my video yesterday with the robot dolphin. So I wanted to show that one. And then these next few books are themed covers. This is Incredible Hulk number 81. This is from that album. Blanking on the name, but I think that's like I can't remember the guy's name. Frank Frazetta or whatnot type thing. The Death Guy or something that was on that album. Anyway, you guys will tell me. But that's what that is. I think it's really cool. And this one is another Incredible Hulk number 46. This is obviously the Apocalypse Now poster type thing. I like that. And then I have Spider-Man's Get Kraven number 5. And of course that is from the Cape Fear movie, which is just one of those movies that you don't forget. But I wanted to show those. I like those theme type things. And of course you guys will let me know about that one. So let's go ahead and get back to some comments. Let me have some more of my Missile coffee. Yeah. I don't know if it's specialty to them, but just say, hey, give me a coffee with 6 shots in black coffee. And that's what it is. So this next one is from Pocan Joe. He says, nice book, sir. Mask. Wow, love the cartoon and toys. I always put them against G.I. Joes. So last week I showed a comic book called Mask. It's from that toy line that I believe Kenner and Mattel put out in the 80s. And that's what he's referring to. But I remember those toys, the Mask toys, and I used to put them against the G.I. Joes as well, but they were like an inch shorter than the G.I. Joes, and so they're like little people, and very small. And I used to always combine like those with like Star Wars figures and G.I. Joe, and of course He-Man would come in, and he was just totally unproportioned and like 2 inches taller. And then what were the other ones? Oh, the Chuck Norris Kung Fu action figures. Put them all together. Those are a lot of fun. But I love that Mask toy line. I wish I still had some. I don't have any. I don't know what happened to them. But the helicopter motorcycle combination thing, that's probably my favorite. Next one is from Stacy Gillett. Said, thank you, Bueller, for the wisdom. I'm also getting back into collecting and learning and loving your show. I've got some good books recently from watching your show and visiting my local comic shop. Thanks again. You know what, Stacy? I kind of, you said you're getting back into collecting and stuff. And I've said this before, but I think kind of what I'm doing right now is I'm getting back into collecting as well. Even though I have a history of collecting, there's a gap. But I'm getting back into collecting right now as well. And I'm sharing it with everyone else. And I love it. Honestly, it's it's been a good time. I can't complain. I've grabbed a bunch of books, but more importantly, I've met so many people that have the same hobby and passion as I do for collecting these books. And it's been a great year, to say the least. So I'm glad that you're back into it, and I'm glad I can help you out and help you find some pretty cool books for you. Let's go ahead and set these down. We'll get back to some books. And these next books are a mini-series, 2 different mini-series that came out in the 80s. Nothing special, but they're kind of cool. They're 4 parts. This is Jack of Hearts, number 1 of 4. And then there's number 2. And Jack of Hearts, number 3. We probably all had these in the 80s. And number 4. And that's it. Self-contained story. You don't need to read anything else to know what's going on. So I like that. And then one of my favorite characters is Nightcrawler. And this is a 4-part series. That's number 4. And then number 3. And number 2. It's got a shark on there. I like that. And of course number 1. And he's like a pirate or something. So very inexpensive little mini series that you can pick up. I find these in the $1.50 bins all the time, and I think I probably have a couple sets of each, but they're fun. You know, like I said, they're self-contained. You don't need to know much. Just go in there, read it. 4 issues later, you're good to go and move on to the next one. Okay, we got our last comment here, and this one is from Scott Farr. And he says, love the idea of the Bueller Box. Thank you. I will continue to subscribe because of the following. And he actually listed like a bunch of things what he likes about the channel. He says, you're all about giving information that can only help new collectors and old collectors in the hobby. I try to give information. Some of that information is wrong sometimes, and I apologize ahead of time, but I try my best. It says, he also says, you think outside the box when it comes to new ways to improve the channel and keep us tuned in. You know, I try to make things a little better and try to evolve as time has gone on, and I got some more ideas, just like with the coffee episodes and some of the other videos and some new stuff I want to do in 2019. So I think that's really important to try to come up with new ideas and like change the scenery or change the background and new topics and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. It says, I love the fact that you don't throw the word keys around with all the new variants out there. Yeah, I don't really associate the variants with keys. So I understand what you're saying. But I do use the term keys, obviously, when I do my Just the Keys video. And keys are I think of keys not necessarily as a dollar figure as far as a book goes. A key to me is like, oh, this is the first appearance of this character who you might not be aware of. But in my opinion, that's still a key because it's a brand new creation. And it's, you know, starting or ending, you know, depending on what the situation is. So in my opinion, I consider those keys. And when it comes to variants, I don't really consider the variants to be keys because they're just, it's the same book, just with a different cover. And inside the book, I believe, is probably what counts the most. It says, keep it real, B, and glad to be subscribed to your channel. Happy holidays to you and your family this Christmas. Scott Farr, thank you so much. You know, it's going to be a great holiday season. My son has recently moved in, and it's been a long time coming, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with him this Christmas, and we're actually going to get a Christmas tree, and you know, I haven't gotten a Christmas tree in a few years, so it'll be kind of nice. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, let me get back to the last stack of books. And these ones, you know, with the new movie coming out with the Spider-Man one, I just kind of grabbed them. Scarlet Spider number 1. Not Scarlet. Yeah, Scarlet Spider number 1. So, that looks pretty cool. I like that. And then Amazing Fantasy number 1. And I believe this is a special book now. It has something going on with it. I saw it pop up on a top 10 list. And I just wanted to show this one because I like it. And this is the X-Files #1. And I don't know if you heard that, but somebody just bought a Bueller Box. But anyway, X-Files #1, one of my favorite shows. And this is autographed by one of the creators of this book. So it's very cool for me. The Mortal Man #3, and I just got this the other day. I got 2 of them because it's got that Batman Who Laughs on the cover. I just thought it was a cool cover. It's not worth anything, but very cool looking cover and kind of a very cool character. And honestly, I'm not too familiar with that character, but he's got his own book coming out this week, and that looks amazing. And these next 2 books are kind of important books. They're definitely for the new Spider-Verse movie, and then obviously for the new Avengers movie that's coming out later next year. And so you might want to be on the lookout for these. And they were already special books before that. But this is Amazing Spider-Man #78. This is the first appearance of the Prowler. Probably going to be a key character. Already is a key character, and has been for a while. But you might see more of him in that new movie. And this next one is the Avengers #257, which is the first appearance of Nebula. And for one, I love the Nebula character, and I love the Nebula on-screen presence as well. But if you're not familiar with the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, she plays a big role in that story, and whether that translates to the movie, I don't really know. But it's kind of a cool book to have. It's not very much money, and if they follow any type of the book in the movie, then people are going to be looking for this one. Okay, so we got the books. Let's drink a little bit more coffee. And I want to talk about the Bueller Box. So I got 50 boxes all wrapped up and good to go. I had some help from my friend Sam, and my son helped me a little bit, so thank you very much to both of them. And basically what the Bueller Box is, it's 11 comic books right now. It's 5 Marvel and 5 DC and 1 independent, and they're all wrapped up in this nice bubble wrap here, and they're available on my eBay, and my eBay store is called Bueller's Bargains, and it's actually been that for a very long time. My eBay's been around a couple of years. I just never told anybody about it. I really haven't sold anything on there for almost a year. But it's called Bueller's Bargains. The link is down below. Basically what I'm doing with these, there's 50 initial boxes. There's only about 20 of them left, and they'll be gone very soon. Once they're gone, I'll probably be another week, and there'll be another round of 50. But in every batch of 50, there's like 2 special boxes. There's one box that all 11 comics are all shiny covers, because you guys know I like the shiny covers, so that's a special like golden ticket box, I guess, I don't know. And then there's another box that's all #1s. Every issue is a #1 issue. And basically what these contain are some books that I find in those 50-cent or dollar boxes that I want to share with everybody. And sometimes I find some keys, and sometimes I don't. And sometimes I just find some really cool books. And I kind of made a decision that in 2019, I want to be like your personal shopper, I guess. I don't know. Every book that I buy in 2019, when I'm hunting and digging and doing those, every one of them is going to go towards the Bueller boxes that I'm going to sell. I have a nice collection that I've really enjoyed putting together this year. And you know what? I'm honestly content if I don't add a single book in 2019 to that collection. I'll still buy like newer books that come out because the new storylines, I'm reading those, so I have those. And there's a couple grails that I would like to acquire, that I've always liked to acquire, and I've mentioned those in the past. But for the most part, every book that I'm going to be finding now in 2019 through all my hunting, they're going to go in the Bueller boxes, and they're going to be sold for $11.99. There's 11 books in the box. I'm going to probably expand it as time goes on, and like have specific boxes like Marvel boxes and DC boxes, and even an independent box, because people have reached out and said, hey, I'd like some independent books. And maybe even a bigger box, like with 20 books and it's a little bit more money. But you know, you're not going to sit there and I'll just be honest with you guys. You're not going to get there like a big, huge, you know, $50 book or maybe a $40 book. But more than likely, you're going to get a bunch of books that are really cool, and you'll probably get a key that's worth $10 or $15, and a bunch of other really cool stuff as well. And you guys have seen the stuff that I pull, and that's the stuff that's going to go into the boxes. Right. Those are going on. The link is down below. I'm going to be giving more information as time goes on and kind of give you updates. And my last thing I want to go over is I was tagged. I've never been tagged, and there was a tag video of talking about something that you enjoy. And I was tagged by, I believe it was Big Lion Cat. He said, as part of the tag, you have to say something that you enjoy, that brings you happiness, and it can't be something like a kids or a family or a wife and stuff like that. And don't worry about that because I don't have one of those. But and really, before I was doing this video, I was like, okay, what I'm gonna say, and I didn't know, and I spent this whole video kind of in the back of my mind trying to think of what I'm thankful for, what makes me happy and stuff like that. And I look back, and this might get a little bit sappy, but what brings me joy right now is 2018. Since I started doing the YouTube and meeting the community, has probably been one of the best years of my life in probably the last 15 years. My kids are grown. You know, they've moved on. You know, they're in college and they're in their 20s and stuff. Like I said, my son is back here, but he's living his own life. And I think you get to a point in your own life at my age to where it gets really stale and there's not really anything going on, especially if you don't have somewhere to go during the day. And I found this community, and I found all these people that are involved, and I've made so many friends, and I can't really tell you what it was like before. Like I said, it's probably been one of my favorite years or best years in a long time, and the gratefulness I have for it is, I can't really measure it. I'm looking forward to 2019. I want to say thanks to all the people I've met and all the stories I've shared and they've shared with me. It's a good time, and thank you. I appreciate it. Looking forward to 2019. So I appreciate Big Lion Cat tagging me, and apparently you're supposed to tag other people. I'm not exactly 100% sure how that works. So I'm just going to tag whoever wants to be tagged. You can leave a comment down below, something that brings you happiness or whatnot, you know, or make a video. I'm not sure if it's a video or just a comment type thing. For me, that works. So very cool. Okay, I know this has been a long video. The Bueller Box is available now. You can go pick it up. And if they're sold out, I'll make more and hopefully have those out by the end of the week. And do me a favor, if you do buy one, and if your eBay profile is different from what I might be familiar with, because, you know, the YouTube profile, let me know in the notes, because I want to know who's getting them. And please feel free to share those on Instagram, or just like tag me on Instagram, or just message me on Instagram if you're on there, and let me know what you got and what you thought, because it's going to evolve as time goes on. And the more feedback I can get, the better. One last thing, live stream this week, Friday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My guest will be Comic Tom 101. He's coming back for round 2, and we're going to have a great conversation about variants. And this is more of a point-counterpoint thing, I believe, because I don't think we might see eye to eye on variants, so that should be cool. Okay, guys, one last sip of coffee. Hope you guys enjoy the morning. And I think that's all I have. Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm thinking about doing a live coffee episode on Monday. Not next Monday, but the Monday after that. And so that means I'll have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning my time. And it'll be a live comics, coffee, and comments episode. First one ever, and might be the last. But it's something that somebody recommended me doing, and I'm going to give it a shot. So in about 2 weeks, comics, coffee, and comments live, 5 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock in the morning East Coast Time, and everything in between. All right, that's all I got for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You guys know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.